Hi, everybody. Welcome to Jokes, Please. My name is Ross Dauk. This is Jimmy. Welcome to this stand-up comedy show that has existed in Vancouver, BC. It's a live show for the past 6 years. It is now a YouTube show, I guess. This is episode 7. How it's going to work is that I'm going to do stand-up comedy to you directly. I'm in my apartment right now. There's no audience members. And then after that, we're going to have some comedy from two very funny comedians. Harper-Young and Ola Dada are on the show. And after that, we will have a chit-chat. We will have like a chit-chat sort of thing. So it's a little bit of a late-night hybrid with more cats. And also, we filmed theirs in Trout Lake Park, which is a very lovely park in Vancouver. Only something happened is that there is an off-leash dog park there. And one of the comedians, turns out, is afraid of dogs. And I did not know that. And from now on, I'm going to ask people if they're afraid of dogs before they show up. Also, if they're afraid of trout-filled lakes, I suppose. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's lovely. It's a lovely lake, but the water quite scummy in the summer. You know, there's a lot of birds doing their bird business in there, and yet still kids have swimming lessons somehow. I know where the next virus is going to come. Some sort of city lake. I just don't trust those lakes. I'm glad that they are there. Like the police. I'm glad they're there. Do not trust them. I would not go swimming in a police officer. So I've known some bad dogs in my life, and it doesn't mean that we did not love them. One of them was Maple. She was a very bad dog. She was my older sister's dog. She's dead now, thank goodness. Everyone's lives are better, but we still miss her for sure. So she was a bad dog in a couple ways. One, she was just probably related to Satan in some sort of way, seemingly. She was a combination of arrogant, confident, a real jerk, a know-it-all, very smart, but also extremely afraid, would run away all the time, did not like to be brought back. She had very funny quirks, like she had a bedtime at 9 p.m., and when she went to bed, she wanted everyone else to go to bed. So let's say Lori was quietly watching TV in the other room. That was not enough for Maple. Maple would go and stand in front of the TV and bark at her until she would pretend to go to sleep. Then Maple could go to sleep. Then Lori could get up and live the rest of her life. She did that for years. She was scary for male people. And then when Lori told Maple not to attack or not to bark at the male people anymore, Maple was obedient, but in a weird way, and would just stand stock still behind the glass screen door as the male person would walk by. And then Lori would be like, "Oh, so sorry, she's okay," and would pick up Maple, and Maple would just stand frozen as she carried. Bizarre dog behavior. So now I know Maple better than most. From the get-go, Maple and I played a funny game where I would say, "Hey, Maple, do you want to fight to the death?" And then Maple would go, and then we would wrestle. And it was very fun. I invented a thing called the vigorous rub down, which Maple really liked. Maple was a husky mixed with like a wrinkle dog. So she looked like a very muscly, short bullet. She had short, sort of reddish hair, but she had a lot of skin because of the wrinkle dog. So I'd say, "Do you want to fight to the death?" She would growl, we'd wrestle, and eventually it'd end with me vigorously rubbing her, and she'd be like, "Oh," and it was very cute and very fun. And so good friends we were, good antagonistic friends, I guess. And this also happened because one summer I took care of Maple when Lori went on a trip, and I took care of her house and her dog, and we had a bonding moment. Is that Lori had purchased a culturally insensitive doghouse for Maple. She wanted Maple to live outside in a igloo-shaped doghouse. Now, Maple maybe thought that it was culturally insensitive and chose not to be in there for that reason, but it is more likely that Maple is a little racist dog. Just kidding. She probably just didn't want to go in it. But I was convinced that I could probably get her to live in the igloo rather than in the house. And it was a struggle, I got to say. She would bark and she would want to come in, and I'd relent, and I could see how this is going to be tricky. And then something happened is that we had a storm warning. There was a tornado coming, and I was like, "Oh man, I have to walk this dog before the storm comes." And so I rode my bike. She was on leash. We went out to the woods. I rode hard so we could drop back, have a good long walk before this tornado comes. We're out the furthest part before I'm just turning around. I come out of the woods and I look up and the sky is green. It is like turning green. I'd never seen anything like it. And there's humongous clouds just like starting to swirl together. It was crazy. So it's all green. The clouds start to swirl right above us. And I was like, Maple, we have to go now. And so we'd start to like bike as hard as we can as it going, and the clouds are swirling faster and faster. And then what happens is that rain just dumps out of the sky. So it's great. So instead of a tornado, moisture came out, just rain pounded down onto us, and we're trying to go, and then it switched and everything turned white and it hailed so hard. And I was trying to like cover Maple and like not have her we're gonna like ride out the hail, and she sort of panicked, and what she did is she just like ran around my bike and around me, and she got the leash all tangled around the bike, and then I was like, man, so I had to carry the bike and hold her by the leash as I like walked back this long way because she would run away if I would have unhooked it. We get back, I'm soaked, she's soaked, we come in and it's still raining hard. I undo the gate, I undo her leash, and she immediately runs, and instead of waiting at the door to get into the house, she went into the igloo for the first time in her whole life. So as I'm still getting rained and hailed on, she took shelter, and then I go into the house, I am soaked, and I'm like, come Maple, like I'll dry you off. Here's where your food is. Come on inside. And she like goes and looks at me from the igloo and goes, no, because she doesn't want to go through the rain and the hail. And then I was like, you choose the igloo, you stay in the igloo. And then she did all summer. Is she a bad dog in that story? Not really. You just have to trust me, I guess. How do you want to be held? Oof. Jimmy is one of the most easygoing animals I've ever met. Jimmy, do you like being held like this? Do you like being on camera? Oh, he's got me. Oh, he's got me. Are your guys' cats this easygoing? You guys have cats? Please welcome to the show, Ola Dada, everybody.
Thank you so much. Hold your applause. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm so happy to be back on the big stage, my world. This is what it is. How's it going, lady? All right. You keep on walking with them sticks. Okay. All right. This is your boy Ola. Not too much change for me. I've had a little bit more free time. It's cool. You know, I've gotten better at things like procrastinating. I'm so good at procrastinating now, I don't even know I'm doing it. For me, I'm just chilling, but you know, deep down I know, like my inner conscious, my id is like, Ola, why? Like, what are you doing? But then I'm like, no, this is all we have to do. You know what I mean? So I'm a pretty champion procrastinator. I love a lot of movies nowadays. It's like, this feels like a, you know when you watch reality TV shows and like, you know, you telling your whole bit about it and then no one really gives a shit. You feel like no one gives a shit, but then at the end of this camera, I could tell y'all are giving a shit because I give a fucking shit and you're here. I feel like it's too aggressive to point at the camera. I should stop that. You know, I want these people to love me, but I'm still pointing. I don't know why. Okay, this is weird. I've been going a bit crazy, right? Because you know I'm an extrovert, so now I have to do like introvert things. This is not in my nature, right? So like I've been talking to walls. What I do is I have a lot of posters in my house, and my girlfriend like she hates the posters, right? I have this giant poster of Arnold stretched out like this, right? I put it right beside the poster of Michael Jordan, but then in those posters, there's like the crowd members. Little tiny crowd members in these posters, right? Looking at them do amazing things, right? And this is what I'm doing to make myself feel like a real comedian, because I would just perform live to all those posters just like stuck together. It's amazing. I love it. It's like comedy never even stopped. Just kidding. I'm good, guys. Good. Watched a lot of TV lately. One of my favorite things I've been watching on TV was Love is Blind, right? I don't know if you guys seen that. It's amazing. It's like it kind of brings love back to what love used to be, right? So it's not really about the outside. It's like the inside. But the thing I don't understand, this TV show Love is Blind, everybody looks so beautiful on the outside, right? I mean, if you believe that, why are you so beautiful on the outside also? But hey, that's not me. It's the cast. I get it. It's fine. I mean, I just want at least one ugly person. At least one person with a pimple, right? To make it real life. Right? I don't want to see no powder, whatever. But I like, for the people who haven't seen the show, like Love is Blind is about like a TV show where like, they would, sit down, talk together, but they don't get to see who they are. They're like talking through a pod and shit. It's super cool, honestly. I love it, right? You know, they were trying to get to know each other. They show the girl side, they show the dude side, and all the dudes are like, you know, me and Noble, like, yeah, I'm a dude, yeah, I'm jacked. You know what I'm saying? That's the dude energy, right? And they start talking like, who's a virgin? Like, of course, typical dude topic, right? Who's a virgin? And this dude puts his hand up, like, yeah, I'm a virgin. But like, it wasn't one of those like, oh, I'm a virgin and I'm saving it till marriage. I want to cherish my virginity. Not that kind of energy. They're like, I'm a virgin with a certainty that he was about to lose it. I didn't like that. I didn't like that I'm a virgin kind of energy, right? Turns out I started following him a little bit closer, right? I went into his love story. He found a partner. I can't remember her name, but like he's talking and they fell in love and it got to the point where like, you know, they were finally gonna meet each other for the first time. It's beautiful. I'm watching garbage TV. It's great and I love it, right? And then they finally meet up, they made out and everything. She's like, oh, it's beautiful. They're like, you know, interviewing the lady. It's like, how was your experience with this guy for the first time? And she was like, yes, I love him so much. He's so sweet. I could see the pain in his eyes. I'm like, yes, the pain of his victims. Run, bitch, run. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? I don't really understand that, man. I've been wanting to watch Netflix, yo, a lot of Netflix. You know, my parents wouldn't be really proud of it because back in the day, like if there was nothing for me to do and I was watching TV, that was never a good enough reason to be watching TV. You know, like what else am I supposed to do at this point? I'm just chilling. My parents aren't proud of it. I'm Nigerian. It's whatever, right? So like, God damn it, yo. Growing up in Fort Mac, like being in a situation like this right now, for most people, it feels like quarantine is happening. But it's just what it felt like growing up in Fort Mac. There was not anything to do for the entire summer. When school was out, it was out, and I'm just staying in my house. There's no place I'm gonna go visit. Where are we going? Like, there's nothing to do. I can go watch movies. I started quarantine when I was in, grade 6. That's what I've been doing in Fort McMurray, Alberta. You know what I mean? So like growing up in Fort Mac was interesting because I always had friends like that would ask me some crazy questions like, hey, Ola, like, do you have a cheetah? I'm like, Matt, what are you talking about? We grew up together. Like, where in this house do you think I would have a cheetah? Just lurking in my basement? Like, what do you mean? Like, they asked me like, oh, do you have any pets in Africa when you go back and visit? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, okay, sometimes I would lie, but I just stopped lying because it was getting too annoying, right? So I don't get why like having like wild animals as a black person is considered being a savage, but if you have a wild animal as a white person, they call you Tiger King. The fuck is that? Right? Can I be like the Lion King or something? Like, okay, that's the thing. That's already a thing. That's a thing. It's a good movie, by the way. Oh man, what can I say? What can I say? You know, I'm trying too hard not to talk about quarantine, but it's everything in my mind. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna lie. You know, most people have been complaining about how quarantine is like the worst thing ever. But like for me, I'm an optimist. I like to look at the best things in life. I'm telling you, my relationship has never been better. Okay, it's never been better, and I'm gonna put my foot down and say that. Okay, because now I feel like. Okay, for example, my girlfriend and I will be fighting over shit that does not matter at all. And then we both know this, it's just we have time. Deep down, we're like, okay, is this important enough? And in my mind, I'm like, fuck it, who cares? Let's do it, right? My girlfriend and I will fight, and then she will storm out to the bathroom, and I will storm out to the kitchen. Do you know how fucking ridiculous it is to storm out and not go anywhere? Like you storming in the same location, okay? Like I need to be able to like slam something shut, you know, like, I can't take your shit no more. Boom, I'm out. But now I'm just sitting in the living room waiting for her to come out and then we just apologize. You know what I mean? I feel like fighting has gone like, I feel like we've gone closer that way, right? And we've also gone too comfortable with each other. My girlfriend and I feel like we've gone too weird because I haven't seen anybody else in a long, long time, okay? I feel like I've been strange, you know, when sexy time happens, you know, before I used to be a little bit more romantic. Now I'm just laying on the couch, be looking at my girl, I'm like, babe, my meat is prepped. Like, my meat is prepped should not be a word that should be ever used for any kind of meat. It's fucking disgusting. Oh my God, yo. What else can I say to you beautiful, beautiful people? Like, it's very strange. Like, I feel like I don't know how to interact with people anymore. I don't know if anybody feels like that. Like, I feel strange around people. Like, I was like, if you knew me before quarantine, I was like, you know, the life of the party, like, pop, pop. But I feel like I'm just in my head too much now. Like sometimes I will say shit to my girlfriend, but I think I said it, but I didn't say it because I'm not talking to as many people, so I don't know if I'm thinking or talking to anybody else. Now I'm like fighting with my girlfriend because I'm like, look, I told you that 20 minutes ago. And then she's like, no, you didn't say shit. And I'm like, yes, I fucking did. I know I said it. You know, like just kind of little stupid problems like that. right? It's all necessary. But now I'm gonna storm off to the bathroom, and now she's in the kitchen. But I'm hoping she's making food because that's how she, makes herself feel a little bit better. And then I come out and apologize, and I'm so sorry, and then eat that sandwich she just made. It's lovely. It's lovely. But the people I really do feel bad for around nowadays, the people I really, really feel bad for, are single dudes. So listen to me. If you're in a good relationship, brother, if you're in a happy relationship, not happy, I don't care if it's happy or not. If you're in a relationship at all, brother, compromise. If she decides to leave your ass in this quarantine, guess what? It is you and your motherfucking hand. Yeah, you plead, you see that? That's a pledge to masturbate for the rest of quarantine if you do not resolve your relationship problems. Okay, she's gonna be fine. You're gonna be that weird, creepy dude, thirsty in the middle of the night, messaging God knows who with his hand. So compromise. This is just a little side note for you guys, man. God damn it. Not too much has changed with Ola. I'm still weird. I'm still optimistic. School's done. Like, it was weird. Like, during everything happening right now, like, I think it was funny because it was weird seeing how teachers would react to this shit because teachers had no idea what to do. Like, this is the first time I had a teacher who was supposed to teach the rest half of the semester. She messaged like, okay, keep your head up, guys. Homework Saturday. Like, what are you saying? You haven't given us homework to do. What are you talking about, right? It's like the whole teacher. God damn it, I lost where I was going with that one. So I've been smoking a lot of weed. I have more than I usually do. Okay, like I don't usually smoke weed. It's okay. But, like I didn't grow up in a family or a home that condoned any sort of drugs that wasn't Tylenol. All right, like if I was gonna get morphine for surgery, like Jesus had to take the wheel. Okay, that's how religious I was. if I had to take morphine, then I was gonna die. That's what it was. Like my mom was like, I'd rather have you dead in heaven than morphine in hell. You feel me? That's the kind of energy I came from. So, like for me, I've been smoking a lot of weed, man. Like and the way Nigerians look, especially at weed, for some reason, I don't know what it is. They just look at it so terrible. They call weed in my culture Igbo. Yeah. See how terrifying that sounds? Igbo. You know what I mean? Like, I'll say it one more time for the people in the back. Igbo. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck want to smoke Igbo? You know? Like, that don't even sound fun to smoke, right? My dad would always tell me, like, yeah, before people would go rob places, they would smoke Igbo and then go rob places. Like, I smoke weed and, like, I've never wanted to... the problem with smoking weed is I don't do shit. Like, let her go put a gun to someone's head and like, give me your money. Like, what? That's the stupidest shit, right? My dad would always like to give me like advice and shit. Like, all my friends used to smoke Igbo, but now they're dead. I'm like, wait, what? Wait, what? Excuse me? I've been talking about the same Igbo that you told me what it was, like weed? And she's like, yeah, they're all dead now because of Igbo. I'm like, Dad, I don't think that's how weed works, man. That's all I'm gonna.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Ola Dada, everybody. Yeah, that cracks me up. So I don't smoke weed, but we live in a place, Canada, where it's now legal. In Vancouver, it was all over the place before, anyways. The fear mongering around drugs, around pot, is hilarious. Like I, non-smoker, friends with people's, my life did not change at all, except for that every once in a while I hear people talk about it. That is it.
True.
Like that, there's no change.
Everyone smokes weed. Like,
Yeah. The oldies in your apartment building.
Yeah. I was just about to bring that up.
Okay, thanks very much, Ola.
Yeah,
what
no
a pleasure.
problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. How's it going, Ola?
I am very good. I am very, very good. It's a lot of people out here, but I'm excited.
Yeah, we're in a busy park. There's a lot of spaced people, but they're sort of around us right now.
Yeah, they're just kind of scared to get close,
Well, which is good.
They have the dogs, but they're scared we're gonna bite. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
I thought they were being respectful. You think it's fear?
I think it's fear.
I guess we have microphones.
Yeah, I think we have cameras, and they're like, okay, these people look like they will report.
Yeah, like of distance, or even that they should be at work when they shouldn't be.
I know, right? Yeah, yeah, video proof.
So Ola, you're socially distancing. You were saying that you have not seen this many people in a while.
Yes.
Yeah, but and how does it feel?
I'm not gonna lie, I feel nervous.
Yeah.
Like I hate that. I feel like an extrovert who is turning into an introvert. Like on a full moon, like
I feel like we're all changing.
Yeah.
I hope that we don't all become introverted.
right? It's not fun. I don't get why they like it so much.
But it's in them. I'm split in half. I'm like half and half. So
Half and half?
I get it.
You get to choose?
I
God
get.
damn
No, I don't get to choose. I wish I could choose. I have both tendencies. The definition of extroversion, introversion, I once heard that worked well for me was that extroverts get energy boosted
Yeah.
by groups of people, and introverts need
Yeah.
the alone time to like
To
recharge
boost
their energy.
Oh, wow.
And I know that I gain energy from other people, even just
Yeah.
seeing them. Like, so for me, having these people around, I'm just glad that they exist.
Man, I don't know. Like for me, I feel anxious. I feel awkward now. I feel like I don't know how to interact with human beings anymore.
Yeah.
Like I've been
Yeah.
just staring at the screen on my phone for the most part.
Yeah.
When I see human beings, I'm like, oh, hey, hi.
Yeah, I was reading that there's this disconnect that human beings, when we see each other online,
Yeah.
but we don't feel the in-person vibe,
Yeah.
that like our bodies don't quite know. There's a disconnect that's like leading to anxiety and blah blah blah, which is there's something to be said for that.
It's weird, even like lighting, like the light outside right now just has my
know,
ear,
my
my eye. Did I just say my ears?
Okay, I agree. I'm watching screens way too often. Our apartment does not have light coming in. It's
Yeah.
like out, and then I go outside, and every time it's like I've been stuck in a
House arrest.
Well, I was sort of thinking like a bunker.
A bunker.
Like,
You know what? Yeah, you're
the
right.
doors open. And,
It's like, oh my goodness.
yeah.
To make matters worse, like I'm becoming an introvert, and now I have a landlord just breathing down my back for excessive noise complaints.
Okay, so you guys are in an apartment.
Yes, I live with my girlfriend in my apartment right now.
And does your landlord live in the building too?
No,
Ah.
we're getting complaints from other tenants. You
Stressful.
know, yeah, they're all like older, like 80-year-old people. Like I can play music, and that is like, shut the music down. You know what I
Ah.
mean? Like it's not even. I'm surprised they can even hear that well. You know what I mean? If we're that old, then how can you hear what we're doing
So
right now?
tell me about it. Tell me the whole thing. What's happening here?
Okay, so since we've kind of moved in there, we've been getting like random complaints from shutting the door too loud, from
Shutting the door too loud?
Yes, we got that. Yeah. You know, like moving too much upstairs.
No.
Yeah, like we broke the washing machine.
I like that you're like, we closed the door too loud or moving around too much, and we broke the washing machine. Did
It's
you break
not
the
even
washing
true.
machine?
We did not. I did not. I don't even do it.
No, okay.
We do laundry at my girl's house, like my
Yeah.
mom's girl's house. Sorry.
Ah.
And
So you guys are the scapegoats.
we're the scapegoats. Like
Shoot.
we're not doing anything. We just like, especially now, like if the complaints were happening like they were before,
Yeah.
I get it, because sometimes we'll have friends over. It might be too loud,
Sure.
but then we're not too loud, right?
I just want to interrupt for 1 second to say
Yes.
some kid is crying over there.
I just
yeah.
come onto that.
Now, you guys don't have a child or something. There's no. So it's funny that you can't give a noise complaint to a crying child.
A crying baby, you know what I mean?
that would be noisy.
Would I be an asshole to call in a
Oh, yeah.
complaint like for a baby
Yeah.
crying?
And the parents are just like, okay, we'll take care of it.
So you can have this baby now.
Okay, so what is the most recent complaint that
Oh,
you
the
guys
most
got?
recent.
Sure.
Oh, my favorite was like we were having sex too loud.
Someone complained about that?
Yes.
How do they do that tactfully?
Well,
Is there like a note, or is there, or
there
do you guys
was-
get a call, or what happens here?
my landlord like actually messaged me on my phone and was like, hey, that we've got a noise complaint of too much of loud sex. And I was like, well, can I please get this in writing, because
Cool.
it's a
Yeah.
a job well done.
Yeah, like pretty cool. Geez, what do you text back to someone like that?
You know what? Like usually I would just apologize.
Yeah.
But over the quarantine, now that I have more time to defend myself, I've actually been looking for the source of noise, because there's actually a noise, right?
Ah.
So me and Kirsten, my girlfriend, became like Scooby-Doo and the gang, and we're trying to
Ah.
like crack this case,
How exciting.
right? So like,
Is
about,
this the case of the broken washing machine, or the case of the sex havers who are too loud, or the case of the door closers that are too
oh,
loud?
the sex is too loud. I plead guilty
Yeah,
on that
yeah,
one. So
Okay,
it was me.
this is the general rabble-rousing detective work.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. But last night we had a little case of noise disturbance.
Okay.
And then my girlfriend and I tracked it down. It
Yeah.
turns out it was a washing machine. Someone was washing something in their room at like 11:30 at night. It was making a huge banging noise. So
Ah.
yeah.
So you guys have washing in your apartment?
yes, in our apartment, and then there's like a communal washing spot as well. So you have the option of actually like
Look at this.
buying a washing machine in,
Right.
your apartment, or using the one that comes with the entire building.
So it is possible that the banging noise in the washing machine, that those people are like, those two are at it again. And it's like, as whatever, it's like, like 45 minutes, whatever the cycle is, and they're like, this couple's wild.
So it's couple, no, 2 hours by the way. But
2 hours is
yeah,
the
don't mean to correct, but
the sex or the washing machine?
it's both.
Oh, it's like the noise complaint, they tolerate it for 45 minutes, and then at 2 hours they're like, enough. Also, I would like it if there was very spicy 85-year-olds underneath you guys that
Right?
are like the sex noise havers.
My head.
This is difficult because noise complaints are weird, because I suppose if they are annoyed, so let's say you have a party
Mhm.
and they're like, those people upstairs, so noisy. Then the next night, if you watch a movie too loud, even though it's not nearly as loud as the party, it's possible they're like, that movie.
Honestly, anything with I exercise in my apartment too, which I realize probably not the best.
But we
thing
have to
do,
now. This
right?
is the time.
Like I have music going on. I'm
Yeah.
I'm doing like running,
Yeah.
the jumping jacks. I guess
Yeah.
the people downstairs don't like exercise.
I think you might be doing some things that they wish they were doing. And
Right. I
remember,
think this is jealousy.
there could be some of that.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know what buildings are like. I just know that some are so the noise goes all over and some do not. In our apartment right now, it seems very quiet. And
Yeah.
then we realized the other day, I was like, or maybe we're loud and we're surrounded by oldies
Yeah.
who are also have not said anything. But we can't hear anything.
I mean, for the most part, we
Can you
hear a
guys
lot
hear-
of stuff. We
can you
hear a lot
guys-
of stuff
yeah.
too. So like, I'm very surprised that anyone would like say, "Oh, it's you guys."
Right.
Right? Like, again, quarantines happen, and I guess a lot more people are smoking weed.
Oh, right.
And there's weed. Old people smoke weed too, because I know I'm surrounded with old people. And one time we came back from wherever we're out, we opened the elevator doors.
Yeah.
I was thinking I was the only one who smokes weed in the
Yeah.
apartment, and
Yeah.
I just got back. And we don't smoke weed inside. Like we smoke
Yeah.
maybe on the balcony.
You guys don't smoke exclusively on the elevator?
No, not. Open the door, it reeks in the
Everything
hallway.
is like a music video, like you guys just like tumble out. And so some old person had.
Yes.
Yeah.
They indulge. I'm like, why would you risk
If they
that?
blame you, they're like, excuse me, I am young. I take the stairs. The elevator for the oldies.
I'm black. I actually jumped from the fucking
Yeah.
bottom onto my balcony.
That'd be sweet. I always wanted balcony in and outs. I always wanted like zip lines out. I always want Tarzan swing out. Tarzan swing?
I mean, it's cool. I used to live in an old apartment where you could see everything happening, and it sounds like a cool idea to live,
Oh, yeah.
because now you're very conscious about what you do in your
Yeah.
living room.
Okay, so this is difficult. So they can't evict right now. What are they saying? Are they trying to?
Oh no, I can feel it in her tone. It's like, you need to stop this now. But then I'm waiting for the all else,
Yeah.
because I know she can't do anything else.
Yeah.
Right. So as punishment, I'm just not gonna pay my next month's rent.
Which also,
I went live saying this. I'm coming for blood. I am upset.
but also it's like it's weird times for mortgages, renting landlords. Some people think that it all should be like put on a break.
Yeah.
Some amount of people can't pay rent. If you can, who knows? Like, yeah, what a world. So far, we have not really had any interaction with our landlord, but previous people I've had have just been villains.
Yeah.
Like, I am so glad that we're not with a villainous landlord right now.
Right.
Is this person a like they're just running the building? Or is it?
I think she's just running our suite.
Oh, I see.
And for the lady, and she's just been a nightmare from the day
it.
one. She was so nice when we
Yeah.
first met her, and I swear to God, she played the craziest trick on us. We wanted to move into the apartment. She's like $1,600, and I'm like, yes, deal. And then upon signing the contract, I looked on top. She's like $1,800. I'm like, wait, what a second. She's like, no, it's
Dang
been
it.
18 the whole time. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, am I delusional? Like,
That stuff it's nightmarish to me because all the time. So the housing market is so tight around here
Yes.
that everyone who's trying to rent is like desperate to get a spot and to
Exactly.
be taken advantage of. I've never heard of something quite so blatant. But like what the conversations like my girlfriend and I would have is like, what is a thing that they could try and screw us on that we will accept, and which ones are like deal breakers? Because something like that could happen. Is like they
Yeah.
could be like, or there's so many things that are illegal that landlords have done. Like so you
Exactly.
can't, damage deposits can only be half of 1 month's rent, but so many people are like, well, a damage deposit is a full month's rent, and then like at that point do you say, well, that's illegal, or do you say, no problem, new horrible villain in my life?
I mean, at the time, I was really looking for a spot. I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? $200 more. Okay.
Yeah,
I hate you.
yeah,
You're the
but
worst
that's a
person in the
horrible way
world.
to start.
That was a horrible way to start. I regret it so much.
Darn it!
I was
And
like, you're
also,
a
this
villain.
is not an easy time to move either. Like it would be
Right?
very difficult to move right now. I wonder what it's like. Dang it! I'm sorry. This stresses me out.
I know. Like, I feel like this was the most worst interview.
No,
Because
no, no.
now I'm angry.
Yeah, I don't mind. Let's get it's tension. Yeah, so let's see. I've had very bad landlords in my life. I don't even know if I can.
Oh, you want to hear how evil
Get
she
into
is?
it. Yes, I do.
Just, oh my goodness.
yeah, of course I do.
Before everything all started with the quarantine, leading up to, I think, beginning of April, she hit me up and she's like, hey, with everything happening and like all the stress happening, I would really appreciate it if you can send the rent 2 weeks in advance.
What? It's
2
the
weeks
opposite of that.
I know, right?
How about 2 weeks leeway?
Look, listen to me. I have text message proof of all of this. She's like 2 weeks in advance because, the system is going to,
Yeah.
it's going to upload with everyone e-transferring at the same time. Then I'm like, well, I was meaning to message you with everything happening.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to put the rent 2 weeks later.
Yeah. Yes. Ah.
We've gone like a bunch of, we've actually had noise complaints while, we're all out of town.
Right.
So
good
now I'm
point.
thinking we have ghosts.
Yeah, ghost. The more likely is that you have a villainous landlord, but you're right, also ghost. Darn it. No, you have two things to worry
I
about.
don't know, I don't want to have to worry about a supernatural and a landlord.
What if they're the one and the same?
Oh my goodness.
You guys eventually go to the tenancy board, and then on the other side, they're like, can you stop clanking those chains and those cans? Well, we're going to talk more about this off camera because I have a lot of experience with shitty landlords. One of the things that's too bad about this is that if they ever wanted to evict you, this will be a trail of sort of
I know.
of things, and that that sucks.
I mean, if they ever want to evict, I would tell them to just provide proof for the noise, because for the large banging, I got a video of it saying hey, this is what was banging on our floor, and this could have been mistaken for coming from me. But I'd like to take credit for the banging, but
You should also get proof that the landlord is a ghost, and then see if there's no rights or responsibilities for the non-dead.
How do you identify ghosts?
The non-live, the dead. Just for the dead.
Does it just get salt? Is it salt?
I don't know. We've got to watch some Ghost Hunter or whatever that is.
Yeah, I've seen Supernatural, and apparently you put salt on your door frame.
Oh.
So if she can't come through next time, that's how I know she's a ghost. She can't walk through the door.
Interesting. Yeah.
You never seen Supernatural? Huh?
Is that a TV show that used to shoot in Vancouver?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's actually from Vancouver.
Yeah.
I think both of them. It does film here, actually, in North Van. I'm a huge fan.
Is that the one that still is happening right now?
I don't know if it ended or not. I think it might, but it went on for a long time.
Because this is tying into that original slummy place I used to live in. Is they used to shoot the spooky Vancouver shows on our street because it's so dilapidated. Yeah, so we'd come home and we're all working whatever our jobs and living in this horrible place, and there'd be huge lights and all these things. We're like, please don't film your haunted scene in our street.
They'd be smoke machines just coming out the alleyway.
Yeah, and then smoke luckily pouring out of all these other things to add to their ambiance. You seem to be handling it okay.
Honestly, I have nothing else to do, so at this point, if she comes at me, I'm ready. I have time to talk, and sometimes I get so mad. And a lot of people might not know this, but I'm dyslexic.
Oh.
So if I want to send a message and prove my point, I get too mad, and I'm dyslexic on top of that. So now I just look like an idiot. And I get so mad when I proofread it, and I'm like, oh God, I look stupid. So now I'm giving my phone to my girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
To send the messages, but then I'm just pacing back and forth in the room, just heated. I'm like, yo, you need to tell her this and that and this and that in this order in your perfect English.
Ah, man, oh man, oh man. So Ola, thank you very much for being here. Good luck with your current housing circumstance.
Please welcome to the show Amber Harper-Young.
Hi, I'm Amber Harper-Young, reporting from Trout Lake, reporting on the pandemic. It seems in the park today everything's fine. I guess I'll tell some jokes. Who's drinking tonight? No one? Well, it's the day. It is the day. Who's single? Okay, we have a shy audience. I'll just ask anyone who's single to raise their hands. Okay, the old doozies aren't gonna work anymore. Okay, I recently have, I've learned some things about myself. Recently I've been alone a lot, so I found that I'm asexual. I learned that about myself. My partner, I haven't told, but he knows. Another thing, my partner, he's from overseas, so he has an accent, and we recently went to meet my sister, who he hadn't met yet, and her whole family. She has 2 daughters and a husband, and we're sitting at the table, and he says things wrong sometimes, some English words wrong, and I don't care. I actually think it's adorable. I love it. And he said, we were explaining a trip to Mexico we were going to go on, and he said, don't worry, it's not like we're going to snuggle any drugs. Oh my God, the cutest thing, right? And then my whole family was really cool. No one said he said the wrong word or anything like that. And he said it again, and then my heart just exploded, right? Because he's Anyways, snuggle drugs. Who's single in the audience? Make some noise if you're single. It's tough being single, especially when you're in a relationship. I find that's the hardest time, especially during the pandemic and quarantine situation. That was pretty rough. Another thing about him is he often asks me to correct him, like about, if he does say something wrong. I can't because it's just so cute, but also I failed English. So yeah, any other people fail a subject in their life? Woo! And this is just a request of a joke, a street joke, that it's, for him. So I'll just tell it, I think it's a great joke. I hope you do too. I'll close with this. So a dog, he goes to a sign maker and he asks the sign maker to print off a sign that says, rough, 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 rough. And the sign maker says, that's 9 roughs. Like, if you want to add a 10th rough in there, you can get it free because we're having a promotion. And the dog's like, well, then it won't make any sense.
Harper-Young, everybody. I love street jokes. That was a request by your partner?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Is it his favorite joke?
Well, it's been our favorite street joke in quarantine thus far.
Oh man, how many times have you guys hit it back and forth?
That joke?
Yeah.
Actually, that was my first time telling it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. How does it become your favorite?
It's so cute.
Yeah, it is cute. You got a set full of cuteness. The snuggle drugs is it's the cutest thing I've ever heard.
I'm trying to focus on love.
Yeah.
lately.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we will not be snuggling any drugs. But also, like in that context, it sort of means like, don't worry, I won't cheat on your family member with drugs, from his perspective. Like if he's being more literal. Anyways, thanks very much, Amber. What a pleasure. Oh no, whoa.
That was a close one. You saw it here first.
Okay, thanks. Oh man, it's a close one. Amber, thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, I miss stand-up so much.
You miss stand-up.
Yeah.
Do you miss stand-up in a park to no one so much?
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. You look nice. You look like you went for a run and then found me here and then put on and then.
Why are you saying what happened?
Yeah, I like that. Or those are also basketball shoes, and you just revealed to me that you play basketball.
I do.
I don't know. I guess you've mentioned it here or there, but I don't know if I knew that.
I have played basketball all my life. Unfortunately, all the hoops are getting taken down because no one can be trusted.
Yeah.
Teenagers. And
I think it's old people. I feel old people are breaking this far more than teenagers. I'm like, you're at the most vulnerable, and yet there's these packs of old people. But it could be my neighborhood.
And they can intimidate, okay? They can intimidate you right off the court, all right? So you just got to go play alone. They're slowly getting taken down, so that's a bummer. I played college basketball.
Did you really?
I was a bench warmer because everyone on the team was better than me, so.
That's how that works, I suppose. Yeah. What was your position that you played aside from bench warmer?
Point guard, shooting guard.
Ah, sweet. I loved playing basketball, and we didn't have a team where I grew up, but then in university played like a lot of pickup and with people who are both good and not good.
Yeah.
But basketball is a very challenging sport if you're not good, because like if you can't dribble well,
you need to.
You have one move, and that's to pass, and if the other team gets that, that player is a real dud. But you can always be good at defense. How's your hustle?
I'm pretty good because I got these gangly arms, so I got like a reach, good reach. You got to be careful with that though, because
literally one foul is called reaching in.
Exactly. No,
I always thought that was a bizarre name for a foul. Isn't reaching in a foul?
Yeah. Well, no, reaching in.
Like in theory, like in the NBA, they want contact.
This is like your space.
Yeah.
In basketball, not right now, guys.
Yeah.
Keep further. But so this is inside your elbows is basically your space. So if somebody's coming in like under your arm. Yeah, I don't know if that's a foul though.
This is very similar to Corona times. Like now that we think about it.
I think the game was based off the virus.
James Naismith and his peach baskets, but back in the day. Okay, cool. So, well, thank you for coming out. It's a very nice day out here.
I mean, it's great.
It is great. We're in front of a weird bramble patch that before you showed up, several kids have ridden their bike into, and then they did mysterious stuff back there.
Yeah, or they didn't come out.
Well, one came out at least. So it could be Blair Witch things. It could be perhaps old Easter candy? Like
Yeah.
maybe there was an Easter
yeah,
hunt here?
It could be an Easter egg hunt, but
Maybe they did.
I don't see any kids. Maybe there's spirits in there right now, but there's no children.
I guess I'm just saying it just because sometimes we've had very funny things happen in the background that you and I sort of miss. So if to the audience that's watching, if kids go in there, they've been in there before. Don't be too concerned.
We didn't put them in there as a gag, okay? We just see like 1 child, 2 child.
I would love that. I love the Naked Gun franchise, and like there's so many funny things happening in the background.
Yeah, we should have just done a really boring interview and then had like all this like random fun, like
Well, I would love that. Future.
clowns climbing trees and.
Maybe it'd be fun as like we haven't done it yet because we're respecting all social distancing stuff. But like in the future, if things ease and if multiple comedians come on the same day, let's say, maybe one gets interviewed as they do hilarious pranks in the background.
Hey, I got a lot of time on my
Yeah, when you
hands.
come back. What is this prank? This is just funny walks. Yeah. Also, I would be amused if just the same person walked back and forth a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like the TV show Ellen's TV show?
Ellen?
Ellen, back in the day, the sitcom.
I think I can't remember. I have a really bad memory, so I've always loved her.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's from that show.
Yeah, it
but
was
I'm not.
a funny show.
I'm not really sure.
There was one gag where they were shooting a coffee commercial was going to be shot in her coffee shop,
Yeah.
and then she was going to be an extra, but she kept breaking takes by doing things like she had a coffee cup with the name of her coffee shop on it, and during the take she was drinking from it, but she'd just like rotate the cup so the name of her company would, and so she just kept.
She's really smart.
Yeah. Okay, this has been hilarious. You can put that in your pocket if you want.
Oh,
Yeah, you could like
okay.
tuck it away or.
I have like too many. I have a weird amount of things in my pocket.
Would it work in the white thing? Do you have pockets in
Oh
your
yeah,
white
that's
hoodie?
a good point.
Yeah, that might make you feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
Make it look slightly less like you are a moody teenager listening
It's just
to your...
phone. Yeah. You're just like talking to me, and I'm like, ugh. Just like zone out.
So how's this stuff going for you?
Stuff is going great. At 7 o'clock every day, they clap. And that's for me. I
You're one
mean,
of the
I'm not a
first.
doctor or nurse. Let's clear that up because they're doing the real work. But I'm a frontline worker.
Yeah.
And so I just take a stroll down the street and do some bows.
Nice.
Some queen
Yeah.
waves, curtsy.
But you don't do stand-up 5 minutes before and then take their... In your head, you could.
Hey, that's a confidence booster I'll need. So tell a joke. 3, 2, 1. Ah, ding, 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 ding.
It's funny because I feel like a fair amount of people have voiced the opposite, is that they are not frontline workers.
Oh.
They accidentally are walking home at 7 p.m. Then the applauses go, and it's hard for them to be like, no, I haven't done much, please.
Yeah.
I'm at home
Or
all the
like,
time."
you know, the narcissist comic that probably we know one of.
Yeah, for sure.
They're like, yeah, my outfit's beautiful. My hair's
Yeah.
looking great.
Before I was getting stage time in very early comedy, how I would prepare for sets, especially like the first time I was at the Comedy Mix and stuff, I'd be like walking around downtown, and when no one was around, I'd say my set like out loud. But when there were people around, I would still be doing my set, but in my eyes, and like like two people. And so sometimes, obviously, someone would catch it, so I'd be like doing like my act, and so I'd look, and I'd have to be like, whoa.
If that is how you look, though, it is kind of a scary, like.
Yeah. Well, because
yeah.
I was like both memorizing and was pumped up, and it was a lot of emotions. I used to be
Yeah.
like very excited to do comedy.
Yeah, I would do that too when I was in college. I was doing some performing arts, so when I was like trying to get off book,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
everything I did, I would say the lines for. So I'd be
Wow.
like making dinner, saying the lines, like on the street, saying the lines. Like,
Interesting.
especially if I was coming to a part where I had trouble with, it didn't matter if somebody passed me on the sidewalk. I was
Yeah.
still talking to myself.
This was before cell phones were around.
This was when I first got a cell phone. No,
Around
I
that time.
probably had just before that I got a cell
Because now with headphones, now it doesn't matter. You could just be on the phone. But before
Yeah.
that, it was pretty crazy behavior.
Yeah, but when people go, oh, there's nothing in her ears, like,
then they think, ooh, she's got the fanciest headphones that are in her brain.
and it's like an emotional, like, mammoth play.
Yeah. Just for anyone who's seen multiple of these episodes, it's the same motorcycle guy. He is back.
That's not
and,
the same guy. I watched it.
The exact same guy. You're right, that's not the same guy. That is almost a bicycle. That is a bizarre device.
Looks like a hog.
A hog?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked how you pronounced that.
I mean, I'm white trash, so it rolls off the tongue.
Where are you from?
Brantford, Ontario.
Is Brantford white trashy?
Yes. Yep.
We're both. I sit like I've like watched some of these. Like I have to edit them, and I sit like this. No one has really matched me like this, and
Yeah.
I feel like we're at a news show or something.
Well, I miss you, Ross. I miss you a lot. I miss everyone.
Yeah. Amber is a person who often would hang out afterwards at Joke Squeeze, and we'd have very hilarious times till 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, because I would
Very
get
nice.
like more than 3 drinks, and that you
Yeah.
don't want to.
Comedian does the show, gets a drink or two, has a nice show. After the show, you have a drink or two more, then wild comedy happens.
It's my max. It's my max drinks
Yeah.
these days. And the thing is, I remember actually on one show, I think you were very preoccupied, but I thought it was weird for
very
you
possible.
because you're so nice.
Thank you.
I was like, Ross, can I go up earlier in the
Yeah.
show because I just had a beer. So if I have a beer and I can't
Right.
have another beer after, like
Yeah.
I'll get really sleepy.
Right. Yeah. No, that's true. That's a good point.
And you're just like, yeah, okay. And then I just did the spot I was like supposed to do at like the second last or third last.
Oh, like
or
I didn't
whatever.
move you.
I was like, Ross!
So I said yes, didn't quite hear it,
Yeah.
definitely did
Yeah,
not make the
like,
change.
And I just like nodded off during
Darn
my
it.
set.
Yeah. And it's a thing like where if you maybe have the second drink, then you get a little
Too drunk.
slow in the delivery or something.
So
yeah.
like if I don't have the drink, then I get
Yeah.
sleepy. But
Yeah.
if I have the drink, then I'll get too slurry.
Yeah, totally.
I'm a real sensitive bird.
You're not the largest human being. Like I have a little more play in probably body size, but I had
Yeah.
a tough one once where, and this was like, this is the wrong use of alcohol. I
Okay.
was supposed to perform at
Note.
a Halloween show. This is the only video of me doing stand-up on YouTube. I think I actually made it private just recently, but it's me doing stand-up in a actual pumpkin that I carved, a jack-o'-lantern.
yeah.
So what happened though was that I got asked to be on the show. It was very exciting. Halloween show is special sort of thing. I don't know what I'm going to be, very stressful. Decide I'm going to carve this pumpkin. Don't know if that's going to work. This is crazy. And I do, it's all hilarious. But it's taken me maybe 6 hours to find the pumpkin, get this costume, carve the thing. At this point, I'm sort of exhausted. I don't
Yeah.
feel funny. And then I just decide, like, maybe I'll drink a beer and that will help me feel funnier. And then I do that, and because it normally had, this is early comedy, so it's so easy to get me feeling funny. I had one, didn't do anything for me, didn't change my body at all. I have to walk the pumpkin over there. I decide to have like one more drink as I go over there. Then this is like a theater-y type show, and they have free drinks for us, and I still feel whatever. I have like maybe one, maybe 2 more drinks, or maybe like the comedians go like, isn't this fun or something? So I have like definitely one too many after I had more than I'd ever had before on stage.
Yeah.
I put on this pumpkin. I have a black nylons to cover my face so people cannot see it. I put the pumpkin on, and what just happens is I just get drunk in the pumpkin. Like suddenly I'm just like,
no.
and
Like it didn't hit you at all before
no,
that.
and then
Oh,
they all added
no.
up, and part of it's like I can't hear outside of the pumpkin. My voice is all in here. It was it was one of the weirdest things ever. And I was having the set starts off okay, and then or it's like going well. I'm sort of riffing and stuff, but the main chunk of my joke, I cannot remember like how it went. Like I just was like in another
Pumpkin.
world. And yeah, it was also in a pumpkin. But my roommate who was there, who was watching, who was like, "Did you get what happened?" And I was like, that's what happened. So I've only
It's the
felt that
best
really
time
once.
to do unwell
Is hidden
inside
face.
of a
Yeah, totally.
pumpkin head.
I actually did a crime that night. That was a part of a, what is that called? Where you have an alibi.
Yeah.
Is that I wore the pumpkin very clearly, took it off so people could see me around during the break
And
or
the black
whatever. Put the pumpkin
nylon.
back on, whatever, did a crime where I egged a house of an enemy of mine, and
Okay.
then came back with an alibi. Like, of course this pumpkin couldn't have left. He was at a show all night.
This is evidence right now.
Yeah, I think the statute of limitations for some eggs are over now. I could have murdered someone it's so long ago.
Yeah, well, too late. You missed your chance.
They always say that the best time to murder someone is 10 years ago. Second best time is right now.
Someone like I knew was obsessed with like how to pull off the perfect murders. Like you just wear a wetsuit. They think if you wear a wetsuit, like none of your like skin follicles or DNA is gonna come.
Okay, so that's a horrible, horrible plan.
But I just picture like also the scuba stuff
Oh,
and
yeah.
makes it funny to me.
Oh, totally. But also good
Flipper.
murder if you're going to do it in the ocean. That's a
Yeah.
good time to murder someone.
That's true. Ocean murder.
Yeah, why not? We haven't really seen that very much in movies. People get killed and then they fall into the ocean.
Yeah, but there hasn't been, hey, maybe that's what you're gonna do as a filmmaker. You're gonna
Make the ultimate
Film the
underwater mystery, murder mystery. The hard-boiled detective wearing the suit and
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so we're in social distancing times. You
Mm-hmm.
had been to Mexico. You did a long quarantine even.
I did a long quarantine. I actually had the quarantine because I was sick, and at that time, like Health Link BC was saying, if you're
Yeah.
sick at all, like stay home for 14 days. So I was doing that, and then my partner was still in Mexico, and he had to come back while I was quarantined. So then that extended my quarantine to like 21 days. So.
Oof.
And the last part of the quarantine is actual like full isolation, like you can't go outside at all. So it was pretty insane. Like, but I learned a lot about myself. Like I started gardening.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I drop kicked my laptop across the room.
Literally?
So
Literally?
I have some martial arts moves.
Did you actually kick it?
Yeah.
Oh my
and
God.
what else happened? This was a very creative, like interesting moment for me. Is I had an edible when
Yep.
I was just by myself, which you guys know, like if you're by yourself quarantining, it's hard. Like reach out to those people because it's hard when you're by yourself. Like I would be on my balcony and I would be like, my neighbors would be passing with like grocery bags and be like, hey, what do you got down there? How's it going? You know, trying to talk to people. I ate an edible one night and went to my fridge for snacks, but like in a lion sort of manner. So I just like crawled like a lion and found the fridge and opened. So that's how you find your spirit animal.
Like tore open bags with your teeth kind of thing. Your hair gets
Just
floofier.
like interesting things happen in this.
Your hair could mane up pretty well, I feel like.
It won't.
Oh, no.
I want it to.
Oh, I'm
so,
sorry.
But
I brought up a sensitive topic. What kind of gardening are you doing?
I have some tomato plants, some beans that have sprouted. I have like a bean that's like that long.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are these beans for gardening and eating, or are you doing a science experiment where you take one bean and you put it upside down? Did you do this science experiment? Where everyone like puts beans in, and some people, the beans don't get
Germinate.
light and some get water, some are tipped upside down. Did you not do this one?
No, because
No.
like one of those experiments will mean the bean doesn't grow.
Yeah, that's the horrible thing. Some kids get their bean to grow like crazy, and others just have a stupid bean in dirt, and they go like, ah.
And they're like, well, I learned that I suck at gardening. No, like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. People like to germinate them, but I just grew them right from seeds. Old
Germinate,
school.
was that put in water and let them
Yeah,
get
like
some
root them, like so
them?
the roots
Yeah.
come out.
Yeah,
But
I
I've been
think-
doing that with some other plants that like fall apart. I've been very serious about gardening. Also, shout out to the blossoms right now.
Oh yeah.
They're
So
looking good.
I feel like the rest of Canada, I also have a lot of sympathy for, and other places around the world. Like the weather has been so nice, even that you say on your balcony was probably quite a relief.
Oh
like
my
in
gosh, if
some
I didn't have my
places.
balcony,
Yeah.
I felt so bad for anyone who didn't, that had to like stay in strict ISO. Like,
Yeah.
I have no idea. They did a lot more lion type
Yeah, totally.
act outs.
Yeah, there's yeah. Yeah. I bet there's just been more bizarre behavior that we've seen in a long time, like caveman type behavior, like in caves when they were like, it's like.
Oh yeah, well you're by yourself. No one's watching.
Oh, I was watching my neighbors because that's all I had to do. So we have like there's an apartment building on the block, and yeah, it is crazy. This one guy, he just is on his computer so long. He probably is at work, and then recreates probably in the evening on
Yeah.
it. But it is like wild. It
on it
seems
a
like a
lot.
mannequin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't watch my neighbors. I'm gonna commit with you. Like I watch my neighbors too. And then when you watch your neighbors, like we have a building that's like basically like apartments are looking into our apartment
Yeah.
and we're looking into
Yeah,
their
us too.
apartment. And so those are the ones you don't really look
Because you want
directly
respect
at. 'Cause
back.
yeah,
totally.
but then like at the 7 o'clock mark, because I want to clap my hands or whatever. And when I was really lonely, I was like, so, when is it 7? And it was like only like 5:30 or something. I'm like, come on, because you'd like actually
Yeah.
make eye contact with your neighbors, and like
Yeah.
then they'd be like, and their kid would be like,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
like making the. It was actually really nice because like Vancouverites don't really look at each other before all of this happening, and now it's like causing, I think, you to understand who your neighbors are and like have like that camaraderie of like, we're doing it, we're all doing it, like let's just be sweet to each other and
I've seen
make
a,
eye contact as like a sign of respect. Or like
Yeah.
one woman even said hello to me once when I was in, I think she knew I was like in my house. She was probably watching me. She probably knew I was like in house a long time, and she just came out of her house, like her apartment building, and she was like, hello. And I was like, oh my God.
Finally, the
Awesome.
people who've been lurking and watching people too closely have a real benefit to the human
Yeah,
population.
finally the stalkers
Yeah.
are giving back.
Yeah. But you and I both live in a neighborhood called Mount Pleasant, and I found it to be the most pleasant of the neighborhoods I've lived in so far in
It
Vancouver.
lives up to its name, okay?
It does. So I see so when I went out and is like, I see a lot of nice behavior. Yeah, so I'm heartened by that.
Yeah, and then you
part.
go online and everyone's like,
Oh, I know.
what are you doing? You're breaking the rules.
Yeah, at the 7 o'clock we have, there was like two neighbors became friends through it. The one woman, she's our most pots and pans banger, and then the other guy came to join her, and then now they chat every night. So they have this like nice thing. She's an older woman, he's, I don't know, 50 something. She is like an optimist, he's a pessimist, and they're now coming sort of a little bit more in the middle. First thing they talked about is he said that I think he's a teacher and he was complaining about not having a lot of money or something like that. And I think she does not have a job that probably pays as much as a teacher, but she feels so rich. And it was like this thing, like really. It's
Yeah,
quite,
I have a neighbor up on a balcony, like on the 3rd floor, and I always waved for her now, and I wasn't even like looking at her before. But we're all like, you know, getting like our instruments out, jamming for a full minute.
Or it's like kid instruments, it's kid band or whatever, like where there's not real instruments.
And like I had a point where I was just like outside chatting with my neighbor, social distance style, and the 7 o'clock rolled around, and I just grabbed a stick, and like when it's people you know, it's even more powerful because you're just looking at each other like trying to be like, I was like Animal on the drums.
Nice. That's what your hair can be. Your hair can be animalistic,
Animal.
not lion style.
I was really sad because my hair's not like bright purple anymore.
Yeah, you've
Washed
had
out.
colorful hair for a while.
I had like really bright ISO dye job
And
like
now-
about a week and a half ago.
Now your hair is
It's
taking its
stupid.
quarantine time. It's going back to the earth. Just like the way the animals are coming into the streets. Your hair is going out to the earth.
Yeah, it's like nature, right?
That's Amber Harper-Young, what a pleasure!
Bye, thank you.
Wait a minute, those better have been air kisses.
I did touch my face.
Oh, it's fine. Look at that dog.
Okay, if you enjoyed the show, please tell your friends. Please come back next Thursday. It streams live at 9 p.m. and there's a chat on the right if you watched it with us right now. Thank you very much for being here. Leave a real comment because there's bots commenting on this episodes, which I don't really understand YouTube yet. Stay safe, take care, like and subscribe to this channel because there's going to be more videos, including stand-up, coming soon. Thank you all. Have a great night. Bye-bye.